My name is Ryan. I'm a freshman nursing major from Savannah, Georgia.
My name is Colonel Joshua Higgins. I'm a freshman honors business marketing major from Smithfield, Virginia, by way of Cincinnati, Ohio. So I guess if you want to include the talking stage, it's been August 15th. Today is November 22nd, so it's about about over 3 months. We officially started dating on November 2nd, though I asked her out at Georgetown, but that's a whole whoa. Won't speak on it.
We met, I saw him on Twitter. So I went to Instagram and I decided to DM him because I have more pictures on my Instagram, so more for him to see. And I DM'd him and I said I would shoot with my shot for a friend.
Yeah, she slid, and then it was like regular stuff because everybody's going to Howard and freshmen, everybody want to meet each other at first. So by the time she hit me up with her little intro, whatever she like to call that, I was going on a cruise, and we didn't pay for the Wi-Fi plan. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you up after the cruise. So what she told me was she thought that was me ducking her, but after I got off the cruise, it was like a week long, and I made sure to hit her up, and then I was like, hey, I'm back, and I answered the question that she had asked and all this other stuff. Yeah,
very surprised.
She claimed that was like a good sign for you. Yeah. So over the course of that, like just over the summer kind of thing, and it was just like a natural like evolving kind of thing, and then like FaceTime and all that good stuff, and then you eventually met here at Howard. What was it like after
the 3 days when he was playing with my life?
Because I was on campus earlier, and she had got here, and I said I was gonna see her the first day, but I was hanging out with my new friends and honors and all that stuff. So I was like, I was just like, I haven't been over there, and I didn't know like the energy was like real like flirtatious and all that over the summer, but I didn't know if it was gonna like keep the same energy, so I didn't want to be too eager. But she was like, I shouldn't have wasted that time. So I see what she's saying, but I mean that's how that kind of happened or whatever when we met.
What did it say? Time, maybe? Like managing our time. To where it's not just like seeing each other on the weekends and at night and stuff like that. Making sure like we still see each other throughout the week and in the day.
But some of the challenges are time, and make sure you factor in the time like for your relationship, and making sure like that you guys are like considering each other's like own personal time with work, being freshmen and being introduced to this new environment that we're in. So we're just trying to make sure that we balance that well. And some of our friends, yes, might have called us crazy or like saying y'all getting straight to the point. But I mean, when you feel like energy or like you feel inclined to do something, at least for me, I act on it. I don't want to miss a great opportunity, or I don't want to waste time in a sense. But other than like, I wouldn't consider this a challenge, but just something that we talked about and considered was like, I'm a real sociable person, and so I happen to know a lot of people or be associated with a lot of people before we got here. So when I got here, it was like, oh hey, I know you on Twitter, Instagram, Josh, blah blah blah. And so I had to make sure with her, like I kept that like same energy regardless, but also like put a certain restrictions, so like nobody like all up on me, like hanging on me, stuff like that, and making sure that she know like we secure regardless of like the friendly energy that I give off to other people. But it's never nothing disrespectful or anything like that. But yeah, that's the only little qualms or things that we had to encounter, things like that.
I didn't want to. Like over the summer I was like, I'm not going to college to get no boyfriend, nobody got time for that. But then I got here, I didn't expect to like click with him like I did. I think that was probably the biggest thing. I didn't expect to feel how I did, so I didn't, like you said, I didn't want to like let a good opportunity go away.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was more so like when we were talking over the summer, I didn't realize how much I was talking individually to her. I was talking to a lot of like future HU23 people, but I was like it just kept happening where I was talking to her and I was FaceTiming her. So then my mom picked up notice like, who is this person you talking to past the hour of 12 every night? Like, not, stuff like that. But again, like she said, when we met here, it was just like something that of course we already knew each other, but it was almost like we had already met and been through like a series of process like friendship and all that stuff. And it was just like a certain like effort put forth to show that there was like interest. So like with the first week before, or first couple weeks, whatever, before visitation, we would just like be on the by HSL or Stokes. There's like that circle of benches, so we would just literally just be talking like
all night.
Yeah.
All
literally
night.
like
Till
all
the
night.
sun come up.
Just the same thing we did in the summer, but in person. So it's just a little different. You know each other, and we would just like we did that all freshman week. So everybody else is wilding or doing whatever they do as they should. We was just talking, and during the day I might be in orientation or like with other friends and stuff like that. So it was just great energy and like the comeuppance of it all. It was just really something I didn't want to. It's something I didn't want to pass up on. When I feel inclined, I take action now. I think if we're talking overall, I think it might just be a lack because a lot of people have their own things going on. They want to make sure that they're right or like they're mentally like okay. So I know like you wouldn't want to add on something like a relationship. If that relationship is going to be a stressor, I wouldn't add it on. Like that was something that we talked about as well. That if we decided to go with that step, that we would have to make sure we're good, or if we're not good, to like communicate, fix the issue, and making sure that the relationship that we have isn't a stressor, but only addition to the happiness. Not the happiness as a whole, but an addition to our own like individual happiness. So I think that a lot of people try to find that balance, and it's not bad or good that they're not in a relationship, but you should like try to find your whole self before you go and try to share that with somebody else. That's just my opinion. Why do you think there's a lack?
I don't know. I feel like people want their different things when they get here. Like some people are like, no, like I really don't want. And then they also don't find. But then they come back later, like now you be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I wish I had a Howard boo. But it's like, you don't want a Howard boo. You don't. I don't know. Relationships, they're like serious. Like some people don't want to put in that time and commitment and effort. And yeah. And then there's also a lot of people on this campus. Mm-hmm. And some people like variety.
Right. Understandably. Like, but everybody got their own journey with that. So I wouldn't like some people try to be like in competition, but I don't even shun people. Like regardless of what they're doing it for a reason, and I'm gonna support them, especially if they're in my circle. So
communication gets us like so far, and communicating like talking, not texting. We get nowhere texting, but talking, we'll get far. I don't know, you doing?
I said the word energy a lot, so maybe you could say like a sort of connection. I think a lot of like relationships may like come about based on, I would either say connection or clarification. So a lot of like relationships come about just because of like likeness or like you have a commonality of things, and that can be left to a friendship. But I think that there's a certain a lot of people, I use this a lot, but they haven't heard it yet. A lot of people give you chills, but there's not many people that will give you warmth. So there's a certain warmth that comes with our relationship, and like even in conversation or just sometimes in silence, or there's just like a certain like spark of like mental energy shared between us that like it's just something that I want to reside in, something that I would want to I want to stay in that moment or that given situation. Even like something like more recent, she was about to go out for the night and she was just doing her not makeup but like
makeup, hair,
hair, all that
what
stuff.
I do.
But I just felt like a sort of comfortability in just like watching her be her, listen to music, getting ready, that kind of thing. So if you can appreciate little things like that, I think that's where I would connect little moments like that to like energy that we share. That's one of my keys.
Dang, you showing me up, Lucky. I was gonna say I say being consistent in how we show our feelings for each other, and also like coming up with different ways. Like I do sticky notes. I leave them in his notebooks and stuff, and his closet, and just little places where I know he'll find them eventually, but he's not just gonna find them all. They'll have little motivational things on them, or just little cute stuff that I know he would want to see throughout his day. Dang, what else we do? He writes poems and stuff. You throwing hints at me?
Yeah, poetry. Yeah. Yeah, that's how that kind of ties into my key. I was gonna say the details. So writing sticky notes, knowing that like our conversations, knowing that I go through certain things throughout my day, or just over a course of time, so she knows that I appreciate like a handwritten note of encouragement or motivation. So tailoring certain things to show her her feelings toward me. So that's a detail, or just certain anything. Paying attention to little facts about one another, or not just knowing the basics, like back in the day, what's your favorite color, your birthday and stuff like that, but more so just knowing like your partner's tendencies or the decisions they might make, their likeness, that kind of thing. So the details become very important, and I don't think it's hard to pay attention to the details when you're really interested in that other person.
It's public on campus, but not public on social media. Not yet.
Right. Yeah. So it's not like she just said. Like people on campus know for sure. I mean, it would be hard not to know. And then back home, like I haven't like. Okay, so this like kind of ties in like how I structure my social media. So I just like I post whenever I feel like it, and it's just tailored towards like my life or things about me. And at first, in the beginning, of course, I didn't want to like just rush the post because that might look like I'm social media like fiending, like I'm like too eager. Now it's just a matter of like just when I feel like doing so. I've definitely dropped certain hints, and I'm kind of like, to be honest, I'm kind of dramatic whenever I do something, even though in the way I ask her out, like it's kind of like extra.
It was great.
How did you ask her out? Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But no, so I'm kind of like extra. So when I do so, like, I mean, she doesn't know, but I'm always behind the scenes creating a plan or something that's going with it. So I've definitely been dropping hints like on my story. One day I just randomly bought her flowers. So like on my story, I just posted the flowers, and I was like, Miss, I forgot her name because I gave her a little shout out there. But she hooked me up with the flowers, and I was like, you know, I gotta get it right, or something like that. And I know people see this stuff, but they're probably like, they ain't put all of it together. But in the end, when I do announce it and when I post something, or like maybe it'll be an anniversary day or something like that, then I'll just have like a swipe thing with a big old, not big old, but like nice note, so people, not too long because people won't read it, but just a nice size, so somebody's like, oh, he put thought, put effort into it. So I'll do that, and that's just how I feel like I want to announce it back home, kind of thing. But yeah, on campus, I don't condone, like, she's definitely not a secret, and she's definitely not something to be ashamed of. So of course I'm gonna want to show her off, or like be like proud in a sense, and I hope she feel the same way. But yeah, with social media, that like I don't feel the need to update somebody on every step that I'm going in my life, so that's why I didn't post on my stuff yet.
Yeah, my parents know.
Oh
like,
yeah,
my grandma knows. Like,
yeah.
the people who need to know.
Yeah, this is like high school friends and stuff like that.
They don't really know.
And my posts be like months apart sometimes, so that's not unusual for me. As my team leader, as my mentors, what they thought I should do, and I came up with this idea. So I told her to leave November 2nd free, because like with college, like you can't really just like pop up with somebody because she might have work, she might have tutoring and shit to go do anything. So I just said leave November 2nd free. I didn't tell her why. I did it. The swallow thing. So what I did was I told her that she could pick one place that we go to, and that I was gonna curate the rest of the day. So I told her she could pick the breakfast spot. She picked a spot we never been to, which is crazy because it's right there behind Towers, but Florida Ave Grill. Yo, when I tell you that breakfast was crazy. Ever. Okay, anyway, okay, that was really good. So, of course, we went there, and then from there, I forgot that detail. So I brought my camera, and then I had my phone. So what I did was like I would either record little moments throughout the day, and then I had my camera, so I was taking pictures of her throughout the day, because that was the thing we talked about over the summer, like me taking pictures of her. And what I did was I also, like, before I came up with this idea literally 10 minutes before I was supposed to meet her to go to Florida Ave Grill. I got these little cards, index cards, and I got my friend gave me some envelopes, and I basically wrote like a long note, but in the form of 4 different cards, and I would give it to her at different locations. So we got to the first location. I wish you brought the cards.
I have a picture of it in my phone.
Oh, but yeah, so like,
Send it to me.
Okay.
yeah. So I gave her the series of cards or whatever, and I wanted them to tailor to the place, but like I said, I came up with 10 minutes before we went on the trip. So I just like, it was just like little sweet stuff talking about like the Howard's favorite word, matriculation of like our relationship to that point. So we after we did Florida Ave Grill, we got an Uber, Yeah, she didn't know where it was going, so I gave her first card. She read it. I took a little video of that, cute stuff, whatever. She was smiling. Still don't know what's going on. So took her to. We went all the way. Got lost. The Lyft driver got lost, but we went to Georgetown. And he got lost. Like literally, we went around the highway like 3-4 times. So he didn't pay for that Lyft. Thank goodness, that was kind of an expensive Lyft. But so we got there. It was on the waterfront. Chilling, you know, I took little small videos of that. And just like there was ducks around. Of course, somebody asked me for money, but it was nice. The waterfront was nice. The sun was shining. It was great lighting, all that stuff. So we just walked around a little bit. While we're walking around, I'm always on my phone sometimes. I booked the movie ticket, came up with that idea. Literally, the whole day was spontaneous, like off the top of my head. So movies, I planned the movies because I saw the AMC theater. I'd never been to Georgetown, so I saw the AMC theater. I think it was like Black and Blue or something. So we saw that movie. But anyway, before we saw the movie, we walked around, went to different stores. Nike, stuff like that.
Haagen-Dazs.
With the Haagen-Dazs. I knew one of my cards said sweet, so I either was gonna take her to Georgetown Cupcake or ice cream place. So I was like, boom, Haagen-Dazs, that's ice cream, sweet. So I gave her that card while we was there. She read that. What did we do after that? Like, just walked around some more, went to a different store.
Yeah.
She found her way to the Pandora store.
Oh, like, baby, look, I got my Ringo.
Yeah, she.
It's so cute.
Ooh. She ended up buying her own herself a ring. It was a really nice ring, but I used the opportunity to what we was just talking about before we got here. Write down her ring sizes, middle, index, and what's the other?
The ring finger.
Ring finger, right? But middle, index. Yeah, no, I'm playing. So I made it a point to like just throughout the day, like stuff like that. Again, the details, like I mentioned earlier, is important. So I just made sure to keep note of that. But all that was just like, and then we went to the movies afterwards and. Just had a good time. Just watched the movies afterwards, and then we went home, and then.
No, we didn't. After the movie, no, before the movie, we went to the fountain. You missed the key part.
I know. Okay. So we went to the fountain. She had 3 cards by now, and so I gave her a 4th card
and a purple flower. Purple's my favorite color.
So somebody told me there was like a bed of like flowers next to the fountain in Georgetown.
Am I doing this just because you're recording it? Okay.
Somebody told me the fountain had purple flowers. Go ahead.
Somebody told you the fountain had purple flowers. That's cute. Okay. Sit there. 5 seconds. Okay. Okay. The beginning of our road, not as soon as we would have liked. Difference in opinion at each turn, whether to go left or right. But our intuition kicked in, and our hearts became attached, and we slowly began to wonder maybe we would be a good match.
Maybe.
You tell me.
Oh, got a clown.
Okay, time went on, and we found each other. When we met at HU, there was an instant spark. I tried to shroud and hide myself. But the light in you drove out the dark. 3. There was too much about you that I couldn't ignore. The late night, sweet texts, and urgency to explore. Liking you to me was more than opening doors. You made me step back and ask myself, what was I waiting for? This is the number! Okay. With that being said, I need to assert myself and transform.
Transform?
That's what it says, transform. It's a T.
I got the F part. I'm human.
Okay. I need to ready up with gear and prepare for each storm. Okay. I want all of what you got at each test I'll perform. I'm tired of getting chills, so will you be my warmth?
Need a light to my fire. Match. Be my warmth. Be my girlfriend.
I thought so. I just didn't want to assume.
Yes.
Yes.
And they were purple. So I picked that up. Then gave her the card, and she read the card. And of course, I had the camera and my video going and all that stuff. And at the end, it asked her to. I said, "Everybody gives me chills."
No,
but
it didn't.
What did it say?
I'm tired of getting chills, so will you be my warmth?
Yeah. So it said that She was kind of like, she was smiling, but she didn't know exactly what I was asking. At first, I was like, so will you be my girlfriend? And then she was like, oh yeah, I got excited, all that stuff. And then it just happened that this one random guy walked by and was like, oh, y'all want me to, because I was taking pictures of her. He was like, you want me to take a picture of y'all? So he took a picture of us.
And also himself.
And himself. That's so, like, I still have the photo on my phone. He was like, his name was Jeff, John, something, whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of how I started through a series of cards. And just like, I thought it was important that we spent the day together because like in college, like you get time slots for like anything, like events, hanging out with friends, being with your significant other. So just the fact that I curated that whole day, like from 11 something in the morning to all the way till when visitation ends, just that whole day was just dedicated to us, and I just thought that was a great idea, an important idea. So that's kind of like how I decided to ask her out. Did I miss anything?
No, but we came back and we went to where we go? We went to Drew and watched Love Jones. And went to sleep.
Because it just went to
just got on Netflix.
And that's my favorite movie, and she hadn't seen it yet, but I fell asleep. She watched the whole movie though.
I did.
You liked it?
Yes.
Yeah. Swell.
Okay. I would say he pushes me to be like open-minded and like to be more conscious of like the things that I say. What'd you say? Like words manifest?
Yeah, your words manifest, your words have power.
Yeah, so he just pushes me to like put out more positive energy for myself. And what else? Socially, I don't know. Like if I go somewhere with him, I'll be more likely to talk to people. But if I go somewhere by myself, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Right, for sure.
I don't know. It just makes me happy overall.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about my part, but yeah, just to touch on that, just like language, like you never like, you be like, oh, I'm about to fail this test, or I can't do this. So I just told her like I noticed that early, so just like I told her like what you say, like it can manifest and it has power. What you say, like, all right, I'm gonna do the best I can on this test, or I'm gonna make sure I go forth through this day and just have like a better day than yesterday, that kind of thing. So language was a big thing with her, and I tried to help her just do it for herself. Not even like it has nothing to do with me, but it's just like a better thing for yourself individually. And the social thing is just funny to me because she'll talk my head off, but we get around people and she's quiet. People like, she okay? I'm like, trust me, she's fine, but she just don't be talking to y'all.
I'm gonna have a whole lot to say when we leave.
Yeah. Right. For me though, I'll say things that she brings out of me is just a willingness to like move forward. So most young men, mostly young black men, they in their significant other, they look for something that reminds them or mirrors their mother. So my mother obviously does well, but like does like make sure she motivates me, gives me like a big picture, clear thing. She always gives me both sides of the coin, and like make sure that she always pushes me to do better, and she motivates me, and it's something that I look back to when I want to be better in life. So Ryan emulates that for sure. She definitely motivates me to be better, to move forward. Her messages, her paying attention to the details, the sticky notes is just like one small thing that she's done for me. So, but that is like a relevant thing. So things like that to make me want to get out of bed and just like grind, so to speak. So I think somebody that's pushing you and somebody that you're continuously growing with. I'm always gaining something from this relationship and us being together. I keep referring to, but just the warmth. So I feel like that is what has been the fire burning in the relationship. That's been the thing that's kept it alive. The fact that I feel like I'm growing and I'm always gaining. I'm never like losing a part of myself. So she's always like been made sure to like help me stay true to myself and what I value. And even if it's just sometimes molding those kind of things or compromising or just thinking it from her standpoint, communication, all that is brought. I don't know exactly yet what is brought out of me, but I know it's brought a better me out of the situation. And I think a better me each day is what I strive to be. So if she's helping me do that, then of course I'm gonna want to coincide along with her.